top and a feather and a little bow tie detail. It's wonderful. It's Stetson. It's just perfect. Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another fantastic video, and this week I'm in Nashville with a special friend. Jeffrey is joining me from Real Nifty Vintage. I'm sure you guys know who he is, but if you don't, do go check out his channel. Tonight we're doing something really, really exciting. We are at Patty B's, the one and only in Nashville, having fantastic hot chicken. And we are headed to the Sub Radio concert, one of my favorite indie bands that I've discovered during the pandemic, and I am so thrilled to finally get to see them live. So come along with me this week as we hang out in Nashville, go thrifting, antiquing, and do some other fantastic things. Yay! Ooh, it has arrived, the Nashville hot chicken. Look at this beauty. We got dark meat, we've got our fabulous, fabulous mac and cheese, some collard greens. Jeffrey's got a chicken sandwich with coleslaw, pickles, and all the fixins. We are excited. This is going to be delicious. Oh my gosh, you guys, we are at 3rd and Lindsley. This is very exciting. Sub Radio will be performing soon. They have a warm-up band, and it's just really cool to see their drum kit on stage with their logo. This is a small little bar inside of Nashville, and I'm just thrilled that I get to be here to see them live. I love their music. I discovered them during the pandemic on TikTok, and I have fallen in love with their stuff. So if you get a chance, look them up on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. And they are going to be playing here at 3rd and Lindsley, which is very exciting. Well, good morning, folks. This is our first full day in Nashville, and I am so excited. We've got the RCA Studio B tour, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and lots of other neat things to do today. But first, breakfast at One a Spoon Cereal Bar. I have read so many cool things about this place online, so of course I wanted to try it out. And right off the bat, I am loving the spoon fence. They are so creative here. I don't know what area of Nashville this is, but I have to say it is so darn cute. There's Three Daughters Bakery across the street. I've heard wonderful things about their donuts, and look how picturesque this tree-lined street is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, Jeffrey and I had a lot of trouble finding a place to park because clearly this is the happening place to be on a Saturday morning. So this is the inside of the One a Spoon cereal bar. It is so cool in here. I love this so much. I think it's great. Look at the spoon-shaped clear plastic chairs. That is just everything. And they've got all these different cereals and ice creams. You can add the cereal, I think, to the milkshakes, to all kinds of things. So they've got Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast, Cocoa Pebbles, Frosted Flakes, Honey Nut Cheerios, Oreos, Reese's Puffs, Trix, and so many other cereals. Look at the spoons up top. I think that is just brilliant. This is such a cool and fun little place. So guys, if you are in Nashville, do check this out. I think the cereal bar is a little fun thing to do, and it's great for breakfast. Okay, so you can mix up to like 4 cereals here, and then you get toppings. They've got fresh fruit, marshmallows, all kind of things. So I did the medium bowl with the Lucky Charms, and I got some Fruit Loops mixed in and topped it off with some more Lucky Charms marshmallows and 2% milk. They come in this adorable little carton. And then here are all the cereals here that you can choose from. I think they are just so fun. What a great concept. I love the wall. It says the cereal is unbelievable, and then Big Spoon or Little Spoon. This is such a cute little place. And what a great concept. There's strawberries on somebody's order there. So you get a taste of what the fresh fruit looks like. But this is just really, really fun. So we just got spooned in Nashville. Isn't this a fun little place? I love Jimi Hendrix and Marilyn Monroe here on this graffiti art wall. It's so fun. And then they've got this great little courtyard under this beautiful tree. So you can come out in here and have your cereal. And I'm sure in the winter they've got the fire pits going. It really is just so cute. And I love that this is in a little tiny house. Okay, we have made it to the Country Music Hall of Fame. Now, we do have tickets for this, but what I'm most excited about is the RCA Studio B tour, which we're about to do. That is going to be fantastic. We're going to stand where Elvis recorded, Chet Atkins, Dolly Parton, and so many other fantastic musicians. That is the music studio that created the, quote, Nashville sound, and so many other fantastic hits came out of this recording studio, and I am so excited to visit it. This is historic RCA Studio B, just a short bus ride from the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I cannot tell you folks how amazing it is to be standing outside of this studio that I've read so much about. This is the studio where Roy Orbison, Fats Domino, the Jordanaires, Chet Atkins, Elvis Presley, Dolly Parton, Pat Boone, Perry Como, Charlie Rich, Skeeter Davis, and the Browns recorded. This is the home of the Nashville sound. Over 1,000 hits came right out of this very studio, and this is also the studio that is known for creating the Nashville number system, a musician's shorthand for notating a song's chord structure, a system that is now used all over the country. Now, video was not allowed on this tour, so I'm going to take you on a little photographic journey. This is the exact studio where Elvis played the piano before each one of his recording sessions, and so many great musicians have walked in this very room. It is beyond incredible to be standing here, and I just cannot believe that I am 2 feet away from the recording booth where the Jordanaires were. This piano is so famous it even has its own dedicated Facebook page. This is the Steinway of RCA Studio B, where Elvis, Roy Orbison, Dolly Parton, and thousands of other famous musicians have tickled the ivories. And look at the photo Jeffrey captured of me. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And there's the sweet spot. Elvis stood right here, folks. Can you believe that? Absolutely mind-blowing. And this is an incredible, rare photo of Roy Orbison because he doesn't have his famous sunglasses on. And look at where he is standing. They've actually put blankets behind him to help with the sound. And look at the Browns album cover. I did not know they recorded 3 Bells here, but that song is so awesome from the 50s. I freaked out when I saw that album cover. And look at all of the albums that came out of RCA Studio B that Elvis recorded here. Guys, this is just so cool for a music nerd like me. Okay, so we are at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Now, they don't let us record inside the museum, so I'm going to insert some pictures here of some of the fun exhibits they have. One of my favorites was Elvis Presley's golden Cadillac. That was very cool to see. And now we are looking at a wall of gold and platinum records, and I cannot believe how many of them there are. The person that hangs all of these had quite the job. We are really enjoying our tour here. We've got a little audio guide, and we're just sort of following along. I definitely recommend this if you're into music history. This is a great stop on the Nashville Music Tour. Now, admittedly, I am not the biggest country music superfan. However, I do love music history, and I love the father of country music, Jimmie Rodgers. And what you're looking at right now is his hat that he wore with blue overalls. He was known as the Singing Brakeman because he worked on the railroads. And the other cool thing about Jimmie Rodgers is he was featured on the very first picture disc record back in 1931, released by RCA. The 2 songs that were on that record were Cowhand's Last Ride and Blue Yodel Number 12. And if you find that picture disc, it is certainly worth a pretty penny. The first song I ever heard by Jimmie Rodgers that made me fall in love with him was Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. Remember the Three Browns from earlier in the video when I talked about that album cover that I saw at the RCA Studio B, and I was so excited to learn that they recorded Three Bells in that very studio? Well, here is the original costumes that the Three Browns wore on stage. How cool is that? And then there's sheet music for The Three Bells, one of my favorite songs from the Browns back in the 50s. Now, the Country Music Hall of Fame is incredibly large, and there are so many wonderfully preserved artifacts within the museum to view, but I have to say, out of all of the things we saw, this was probably one of my favorites. This is the King's Golden Cadillac, and boy, was it fancy. I tell you what, you are doing pretty well when you can have a TV and a record player in the back of your Cadillac that is made of gold. With 3 levels of artifacts, the Country Music Hall of Fame has so much to discover, including guitars. Lots and lots of guitars. And I wanted to showcase this guitar because it was owned by Eddie Arnold, and the mother of pearl inlay on the neck of the guitar is just super cool to me. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we are at the historic Bluebird Cafe. This has been a dream of mine to be able to catch a show here. This is one of the oldest listening rooms in Nashville, probably the most famous. They've been around since the 1980s. Started out as a little cafe just for humble sandwiches, and the owner had a side stage for some of her friends to perform. And it really turned into something much bigger. Many artists got their start here, including Taylor Swift and Garth Brooks. The tickets are very hard to come by. You have to get them a week before the show starts, and there's a mad dash, and they sell out in seconds because there's only about 18 tables in this venue, and it is just so cool to be able to have tickets to a show. So we're going to see Mae Estes tonight, and she is an up-and-coming singer-songwriter who's just had her Grand Ole Opry debut, and I cannot wait to go inside. This is the inside of the historic Bluebird Cafe with all of those cool Hat Show print posters. There's an iconic stage. Jeffrey's sitting down at our table, and boy, we got some killer seats. I can't believe it. We really lucked out. Now, there's about 18 tables here, and then in the back they have special church pew seating, but it is a really small and intimate venue, and I love that. That's really, for me, the best way to hear and experience live music. Now, if you get here early enough, you can do standby tickets and try to wait in a very long line and see if they've got any extra seats. But if you're going to do this, I recommend getting tickets early.
How can I play such a part of me? Move right on without skipping a beat. Cover my handprint with fresh concrete. Hanging over my memories. The sun will go down. They'll widen the road on 58 South. Out with the old, breaking new ground. Ripping my roots and my heart right out.
Okay, good morning, folks. This is, I don't know what day it is actually in Nashville, but we are at Five Daughters Bakery, and I am so excited for this. I've read lots about this. This is across the street from the wonderful One a Spoon cereal bar that we were at the other day, and we are going to get some fabulous donuts here. They are a generational family business, which is amazing, and I can't wait to see what they have. I was telling Jeffrey, I don't think I've had a donut for many years, and I love donuts. This is exciting. It smells so good in here, like cinnamon and dough and coffee and all the things you want. I love their little, nothing is sweeter than family. But here's some of the selections that they have. We are probably gonna get several different ones and try them. Ooh, they've got cookies and cream, milk chocolate sprinkles. Ooh, that's probably one of my favorites. What's the King Kong? Infused with butter, vanilla cream. Yum. That looks absolutely delicious. Holy cow. Ooh, looky, it's donut time. I'm so excited. I have strawberry fields and this vanilla buttercream. And Jeffrey, what did you get over here?
Oh, a whole cacophony of donuts. So I got look at this little guy. This is like a raspberry, I think. And then there's this glaze, there's this chocolate fudge thingamajigger, and then this chocolate with sprinkles.
looks so good. I almost got that one, and then I read it has lavender, and I am allergic to lavender, so I better not try my luck. But it looks delicious.
Oh yeah, lavender. That's what it was. Yeah.
And we've got fresh coffee. This is just a really beautiful place to sit outside and enjoy some donuts, and I can't wait to dig in. Oh my word. This is probably the best donut I have ever eaten. And I want to show you the inside of this one. I cut them in half because they're so rich, and I just wanted a little bit. That is so flaky, y'all. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, this is amazing. You must have Five Daughters Bakery if you're in the Nashville area.
So we've got a little time before our tour at Hat Show Print, and I had to bring Jeffrey to Hatworks Nashville. This is one of my favorite hat shops. It is one of the largest hat shops in the entire world, and it is so much fun to go inside. Now, I've featured this before on my channel in a little video I did with Pamela Blanchard, but look how enormous this place is. They've got every style of hat you could ever want. It is just the coolest place. And of course, they've got some of my favorites, Bruno Capello.
So look at all of the hat molds lining the ceiling. Aren't these cool? They've got the different styles of hats in the hat molds, so you can see the baseball caps and the newsy hats and all various kinds. It's amazing. And then back here, they've got even more hat molds. These are becoming harder to find. I only have two. And whenever I do find them, they're very, very expensive. So this is a really cool thing to see here at the Nashville Hat Works. I am looking at this hat. Jeffrey found it, and it's actually a really lovely color called Peacock. I am apparently a 7 in Stetson hats, which I did not know because this one's just a medium Stetson. This is the one I've been wearing throughout the trip. It's a Panama, and this is more of a pin front fedora type hat. I love this. I think the little airplane on the side is great. I was just talking to Jeffrey about, though, what would I wear this with, this color? Because I don't know if I have a lot of shirts in this particular hat color that would kind of blend with it, but they do have this hat in that beautiful kind of camely brown color, which I think is lovely. So I don't know. I'm going to try it on. You guys let me know what you think. Okay, so the fit is great. This hat fits extremely well.
Yeah.
I love the airplane on the side. I think the crown is just tall enough for me. The brim is perfect, and I think you could probably even shape it down a little bit if you wanted to. I love this hat. I just, oh, that's a beauty.
That'd be good for you too.
That would be good for me.
Yeah, I like the little feather.
I like the feather. Who makes this hat?
Stetson.
Stetson.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a wool felt fedora, and this one is probably some sort of a pelt type hat, so it's probably a little bit different. That's a beauty.
Try this one on. Here,
Okay.
Let's swap. Let's swap them out.
Let's swap, and I'm breaking the rules. I shouldn't grab it by a crown. Oh,
Yeah.
I like the shape. The fit needs,
The fit needs to be
Yeah.
adjusted, but
but the shape's slick.
the color's cool. I like the band. Yeah.
I like the band. I love when they have the little, I call it the little bow tie, where they've tied it and they've got the little feather and the little emblem. I think that's super slick. I like a thicker grosgrain ribbon band normally, but I will say on this one, I love the airplane. I think that's so fun.
Right.
Okay, guys, this is the one. It is a beautiful cognac. I can't ever say that word.
Cognac.
Cognac, thank you. Color hat. And I love the green band. So it's basically this hat, but it's inverted with a thicker band, which I love. And a feather and a little bow tie detail. It's wonderful. It's Stetson. It's just perfect. So we are here for the Hat Show print tour, and I am so excited about this. This is one of the oldest print shops in Nashville. They print all the concert posters and things dating way back. They still have all the old printing presses, and it's just going to be amazing. And I'm particularly excited to do this with Jeffrey because Jeffrey has a background in graphic design, and I think we'll really, really appreciate this tour. Now, I don't believe we're allowed to film, so I will probably insert some pictures if I can and tell you all about it in just a minute.
Well, looky there, hot off the press. How incredible is this place? Now, you can't actually go inside of Hat Show Print where they're making all of the posters, but it's very, very cool to stand in front of these big bay windows and watch all of the printers at work. And now, the neat thing about Hat Show Print is they are one of the oldest letterpress printing shops in North America. They are 140 years old, and this shop really played an essential role in Nashville's booming music scene. So they printed posters for artists like Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, Elvis Presley, Roy Acuff, and so many others. Check out these presses here. Now, I'm sure on the tour we'll learn exactly what they do and what their official names are, but it's so cool to see all of this old technology still in existence and alive and well. Man, look at the size of this huge print block.
Everything that goes through it. If you think about it, these carvings from like the 30s and the 40s, they're so old, guys. They're going, they're cracking, they're termite damage. We don't want to damage them anymore. So it's very.
This is the classroom area. Look at all of the printers, cabinets. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I think they're wonderful. We're going to learn all about Hat Show Print right now.
Our handset movable type. The big ones like these, they're usually made out of wood, and the smaller ones are usually made out of metal, just because they hold up a little bit better, and they do get pretty teeny tiny, you guys. This one right here is a 14-point R. Just take my word for it. I am pretty sure it's an R. Sometimes it's really hard to tell.
Wow, that's little.
It's very small. On the smallest size, we have a 6-point, so you can imagine how small that is compared to this one. We don't use the 6-point a ton, but we have it just in case, of course. And they definitely get bigger than these. The biggest piece of wooden type that we have is like half as tall as I am. So we have literally every size you can imagine. And honestly, you guys, we have so much of this stuff, we kind of just decided it's a little too much work to count it. So we don't know how much type we have, but we do know that we haven't added any new typefaces to our collection in over 70 years.
These cards look like.
Oh, wow.
New technology comes along that allows us to print actual photographs. I'll talk about more on how that's done after I talk about the most famous advertisement we printed in our history. So now in our timeline, we are in the mid-1950s. There is a new genre of music coming to the scene called rock and roll. But back then, it was scandalous, especially here in the South. And I want to guess who you're looking for? There we go. Elvis Presley comes to our story. So this advertisement printed for Elvis August of 1956. It's the same year he recorded Hound Dogs, is still very new.
Wow. You did it, Katie.
I did it. So cool. Okay, Jeffrey, what did you think about the tour?
That was amazing. It really was. We got our little souvenirs here.
Yes.
It's remarkable how hands-on the entire experience is here at Hatch Print as far as what they're doing, because the computers are very limited in what they're producing. I mean, it's all like pretty much putting the things in their little type blocks and everything.
It's amazing. They mix all their own colors by hand. They print everything individually. It's beyond incredible. So if you're in Nashville, Jeffrey and I both highly recommend the Hat Show Print Tour. I mean, it's cool to see all these iconic posters and just to see the amount of work that goes into printing these things. All right, Jeffrey and I are going down on Broadway, and it is busy as it is a Saturday night here. Of course, I think every night on Broadway is busy. The bridal parties have been hanging around in the cool party buses. Broadway is one of these places that's busy and there's a lot of people, but it is so much fun. If you're ever down here, it is worth doing. There's another party bus going by here on Broadway. There's Rippy's. Rippy's is a regular spot for me. I like Rippy's. They've got really good marketing.
I would be afraid to fall out of that.
Yeah, I would be, especially if you're drunk, yeah.
Jeffrey and I went into Rippy's, had a little fun Nashville barbecue, and then decided to skip out on the Broadway scene. It was just a little too crowded for us, so we headed on over to Rudy's, which is a hidden gem in Nashville. It is a wonderful, quiet jazz lounge, a perfect place for a relaxing evening and a good conversation. We were lucky to walk right up and get 2 tickets.
Well, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me on my first couple of days in Nashville. Oh my gosh, what a dream trip. So many exciting things on the Nashville music tour. And of course, before my next video, I'll be seeing you over on Instagram at vintage_and_vinyl. And I hope, as always, folks, that you will save that vintage, spin that vinyl, and bend YouTube. Bye-bye, everyone.
Wap, wap.